Kev, a really good 3 points, uplifting 3 points. What's that done for the mood around the place?
Yeah, I don't think the mood was, it was obviously disappointing after last week because everything that seemed to go against us. But, for the players to respond and to put a performance in that they did and to get the 3 points with that, I think that's the most pleasing thing as well. And, it's certainly needed.
Got to, sort of get everybody recovered and recuperated to go again for another game. We mentioned about this run of games that you've got. You've got to get everybody fit now for a big game on Saturday and try and get another 3 points there.
Yeah, it's like because we had the 2 long journeys. Now we've into a period of games where they come thick and fast, and it's about recovery. Especially with the small squad we've got. Very little numbers, and that means trainings. Does change a lot, and we've got to get a team out Saturday again to try and get the energy levels up and ready to go against a tough team.
It'd be nice though that you've been able to bring in Maher over. Just talk us a little bit about him, because we haven't really had the chance, obviously, with the situation. But yeah, what do you feel like he can sort of bring to this group of players?
I think even when he showed and he come on, he's a good footballer. Understands the game, and I think he's suiting to how we play and what we'd like our players to look like. He knows 1 or 2 here, which I think always helps in terms of he'll fit into the group really well. And yeah, it's an opportunity for him as well as an opportunity for us to look at him and can he learn something going forward as well. And we're pleased to have him. He's infectious. He wants to be here. He's desperate to do well. And I think when you get hungry players like that, I think that adds more. And he's got obvious qualities that we know from playing at Dagenham, and we played against him enough. So delighted to have him with us, and hopefully he contributes.
Yeah, I mean, it's a nice change, isn't it? Being able to bring a player into the group, and it sort of gives a little bit of added competition, doesn't it, as well?
Yeah, it does, and I think the more he's with us on the training ground, the more he'll learn how we work, and because he only came in on Tuesday, and for him to come on the pitch and play a part was a positive as well. So, that's good.
Yeah. In terms of team news wise, Fylde was on the bench on Tuesday, and I know he was struggling a little bit, wasn't he? So him, I'm talking about Ralphie as well. There's how are they doing?
Yeah, as I say, Fylde had a groin problem off the back of last Saturday, and he didn't train Monday. So, but he said he'd do a job for us on the bench and come on, and so it's another one we're just monitoring over the next 2 days. Very little training going on. So yeah, Ralphie's hasn't trained either. So it's another one that we're going to have to. We're day by day on a lot of stuff, and seeing who's the most fit and who can go on the pitch and who we think will be the right energy levels to go and play.
Be nice though to welcome Harry Taylor back after his 1 game suspension, and he's been brilliant this season, hasn't he?
Yeah, he's done very well, H. So that suspension's over. Thankfully it didn't hurt us too much in terms of the result and that. So yeah, he's been another one that will come back in and be part of a group of players that we can choose from.
Thank you, Kev.
Kev, Tuesday night was incredible. I wasn't lucky enough to be there, but I was part of the broadcast team, so I heard every minute. Do you think, when all is said and done, and this is in the past, you'll look back on this group, the players, the staff, kind of the same way you do the promotion teams you've been involved in?
Yeah, I think that'll only happen when you reflect back after time, and we haven't had time to do that because you're reacting to everything that goes on at the minute, and we've always had a plan of what we want to do and what we look like. But when you're dealing with stuff on a day-to-day basis, and you really don't get tired, it's Tuesday night you put to bed, and then you're looking forward to Saturday. So, it's your work, and you just get on with it. But yeah, listen, I keep saying how proud I am of the players, and I think it's important you forget to talk about how well coached they are, how well drilled the players are. I think, and the work and the intelligence they've got in the team. So. Yeah, pleased and proud, but it's put to bed now Tuesday night, and we go again Saturday.
A statement came out from the consortium interested in buying the club yesterday. Despite 2 bids being rejected, they say they're still interested in getting it all done. So what are your thoughts on that statement?
Yeah, brilliant news that they still want to get it done. I know obviously Justin's name's is out in public for a couple of weeks, and listen, from what I know, I think he'd be brilliant for the football club.
But concerning that administration was being mentioned, that could be the next step. Obviously, in a footballing sense, ordinarily that's another 10-point deduction.
Well, listen, I'm not going to go down that route. I've got a game Saturday. I've got to concentrate on what I want to happen. Is this all behind us, and we're looking forward, and hopefully that does happen, and we can all move on.
AFC Fylde are struggling at the moment. Your opponent's on Saturday, but you won't be getting caught up in that. I know they believe they can turn things around.
Yeah, absolutely, and I think a lot of the stats suggest that, and watching them there, they play some very, very good football. Sometimes and it happens to a lot of teams, you get into a little bit of form and it's hard to turn around. I think we had it at the start of last season, but they've got a lot of good players and dangerous players, and I think sometimes the position can be a little bit false in terms of performances. I'm sure they'll be determined to put it right as soon as possible.
And reading around it, you might not want to comment because it's not your club, but I think generally the supporters are in support of Adam Maher and they want him to stay on, which must be refreshing to hear.
Without a shadow of a doubt, they should be. Yeah, listen, that's not for me to comment, but done unbelievable for the football club there. And listen, we've got a game to win against our opponents, and against a very good team, and one we've got to be prepared properly for.
When you were talking on Tuesday about all the work you had to do to get a team out, you mentioned Tom Lawrence. I've seen him around the place. Yeah. How important is he to kind of be helping, and how is he someone you'd like to see stick around in going long term?
Well, you know something?
No, I haven't heard anything.
No. Listen, yeah, Tom's been incredible since I've come to the club, and I don't think, sometimes there's people behind the scenes that do incredible work as well, and it's just not just one person all the time. But Tom's been integral for the football club, and a lot of it goes unseen. And a lot of sacrifice he's made for him and his family as well, I think. So yeah, without him, I don't think the football club would be here, and without the football side of things, I don't think either that what the football department have done. So the credit goes to a huge amount of credit goes to Tom, and and a lot of people behind the scenes, I have to say as well. So yeah, one part of a football club that is so vital, along with other parts, and if all are working together, then sometimes you have a successful football club.